Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. We're going to be starting shortly our webinar regarding Universell in action in Bookings and E-Sign. And Bookings is its own module and E-Sign is its own module. So we're going to be talking about them separately, but they will be under the same presentation. And we might go and take a look at it in live action as well. But this will give you a nice overview of, how these functionalities can be used to benefit business owners and also be a door opener for getting them to open their account to you for processing and for other needs. So we're going to get started in about 1 minute. Just waiting for a few more people to show. If you guys have any questions, please look at the chat button on the bottom of your screen and place any questions that you have over there. Please mute yourself while you're in the meeting so we don't have any noise in the background. Okay. We're going to get it started today with how to automate, close faster, and get paid sooner. This is information that will be great for business owners that you can relate to. We can also have one-on-one sessions with them if needed in order to explain to them more in detail how every one of these functionalities work. And this will enhance their workflow. And we're going to get into it. So many business owners lose out on booking and sales because they either don't answer the phone or they're busy with other customers. I'm sure you've seen it that you walk into a store and sometimes the phone is ringing and there's nobody picking up the phone, or taking a message can become a problem because they lost the message somewhere, and writing down an appointment can get lost, and even if it's used in one program and maybe the program doesn't speak to another program or to a calendar, it becomes a problem and creates frictions, delays, and the momentum of the sale is a key point in keeping the customers in place, which at the end of the day, for the business owner, the lack of having this easy workflow creates a loss of revenue. Basically, their bottom line is being hurt. And that's something that you can talk to a lot of business owners, depending on the field they're in, and they'll get the idea, because there have been many times that they've missed an appointment or somebody didn't show up, and they did not have the ability or the time to get back to that customer. So using phone calls, messages, and manual scheduling is not something that's very beneficial. About 82% of bookings prefer online booking. They want to get to their phone, make the booking there, make sure that it's closed, and I know that I have an appointment. 40% of the people actually make those bookings after hour, meaning that the business owner is not there to take the phone call. So they're most likely to lose out on those potential customers completely. And by offering them a product that allows them to do that 24/7, and it works for them, makes the income potential great for them, and they really appreciate that. So in many cases, because of the lack of having a software that can allow them, or a system that can allow them to do that, 48% they switch to other businesses because the booking software let it go somewhere along the line. So we really strive to be good at bookings, and that means that we have to look at different angles and understand where the loss can be for the business owner. And based on what we've seen, you're going to see some of the functionality that will allow the business owners to be more competitive than others. So, the problem is booking or having an agreement with the customer. and the payment. Everything is handled separately. So what happens is that there are delays. Let's say I made a booking, but the agreement, to pay is something that's disconnected from the booking itself, and the payment altogether is disconnected. What happens if everything is one into the other, right? Everything happens in one place. Or the business owner wants to reserve the ability to decide if they want to agree to the booking. So they want to put the booking out there. They want to get booked for whatever business that their service or offering that they have, but they want to reserve the right to, get the payment. They still want to get the payment, but they are saying to the customer, "Hey, I got the payment, but I'm still going to let you know afterward if I really want to take your appointment." Obviously, they have to use common sense to run their business, and they are, but the ability to give them those options within one platform, creates a lot of flexibility for them to run the business as they want to do it, not as the software wants to do it. So the result of not having this is basically delays, drop-offs, and missed opportunities like we spoke before. So smart booking with Universell can be embedded directly into their websites. There's no redirects. There's no friction. It's real time, and the confirmation or the pending confirmation will be done instantly. Also, the collection of the payment is done instantly on the same place. So, for example, other than accepting 24/7 the bookings, those missed opportunities are going to be taken care of. The customer reserves the right to, to choose the date and the time that they want. So they'll have, a calendar that they can choose from. They can choose a time frame that they want, and they can also select, let's say, hair coloring or facial treatment or makeup application or nail coloring. This is for that particular business, right? But it applies to many other businesses. It can apply to a service industry business like a plumber, or a plumbing company, or an electrical company that they're providing service to their area. So Universell Bookings for like hair salons and stuff like that is very common. They get a dashboard where they can see, inside their dashboard, the bookings. They can see, let's say, how many appointments were set in their calendar. Can also be updated in their Google Calendar and inside their Outlook calendar, so it can connect to multiple places. And this gives them a general flow that they can see right on their phone. So embedded on the website, real-time availability, instant confirmation, and optional prepayment. That's up to them. So they can set up the check boxes to decide whether they want to accept payment on that booking, or maybe they want to accept payment at the location. Or as we said earlier, the payment confirmation they will accept the payment, but they reserve the right to also confirm it to the customer. So they want the booking to come in. So let's say you're reserving a jet ski rental, and the jet ski, it's Labor Day, and they still want to get the bookings in, but they want to reserve the ability to provide a confirmation. So they'll say on their website, "We reserve the right to provide you confirmation, even though that you made a booking, and even though that you gave a deposit or you made a payment. And any payment that was taken from you, if we don't have it available, will be refunded. And only when you receive that booking confirmation is this final." So that gives them the additional, step that they're ahead of the game, basically. So that produces more bookings. We also have built-in automated reminders, so that way it lessens the no-shows. So if a customer is, has a booking in an hour from now, and you want to set up a reminder for them to get an hour from now, he's much more likely to show up and to pay. Or if he paid, he's much less likely to charge it back because he didn't show up. He didn't feel he got the service. And obviously, it eliminates manual work tremendously, and it creates a higher conversion rate. Okay, so these use cases go across many types of businesses, And these are some of the businesses that probably you will encounter that use this service. And they're looking for a robust offering that not only offers them one specific part of the flow, but offers them a lot more. And that's what Universell Bookings allows them to utilize. So salons, restaurants, clinics, fitness, spas, any service business, and it's up to them to set it up. It's very simple, or we can help them set it up as well, and also help them drive revenue, capture new leads, and grow their business. So even if the person is not really booking, or they didn't show up, but they had a good experience, this will allow them to capture new leads. This can also be utilized with other tools in the Universal. So smart booking doesn't matter because it increases revenue by about 27%. It saves them about 8 hours a week right now based on the standards that are out there of taking bookings, via phone or via, other methods. And it creates a lot more bookings for the customer. So for an example business, a luxury spa, that increased their bookings by over 30% by enabling this on a website, or automated reminders reduced no-shows by over 40%. That makes a big difference for business owners, right? So the booking experience, it's end-to-end, reduces barriers, as we said, and it's not just a feature, but it's something that can help them convert the customer. So for those of you that are working for or working with these types of customers, this would be something that can open many doors. Okay, so now we're going to go into a different product. I'm going to stop here for a minute, and I'm going to open it for questions. Okay.
Hi, Michael. This is Thomas.
Hi, Thomas.
One quick question regarding the flow process of the payment with this appointment. Can you describe a little bit more how does it connected when the user pays before or after do the payment? It's like the process guide him to a payment link to something. I'm very curious about that.
The process is that they will have a link right there on that booking. So they'll be able to go into their, let's say, as you can see, I'm going into the sales area, right? And I'm going to manage my bookings, right? And here, when you come into this area, you'll be able to, it's going to give you very clear instructions on copy and embed the code, paste it into your website, customers' bookings instantly. So the payment and all of that is showing together with the booking link. So it becomes a payment option. So let's say we want to take a look at setting up a booking, right? So let's say you wanted to call the booking you wanted to call it a name, right? So we would call it right? And this would be the public name, spa. Here's my writing. Concierge, okay. Now you want to allow the booking with the payment. So if you're not sure, it'll actually give you a screenshot here that tells you what it's about. It'll show them that, customer must complete a payment to confirm their booking, right? If they want to allow the booking without a payment, right? So same thing here. If you want to provide the customer with an instant confirmation, or you want to have an approval required. So once you've set that up, you'll be able to see, that's what the customer will see. They'll see a booking with payment or without payment, instant confirmation that they get, or an approval required. So the email will tell them that there is an approval required. Okay? So here, for example, you'll have the ability to show the service in the price. Like you see here, the service is shown in the price, right? Or if you want to remove it from there. show the service thumbnail image, show the service description, or show the service duration to customers. So all of these are items that you can play around with, like this is 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever they want, and allow booking for multiple services in one appointment. So they would go and be able to see. They can also add new services right here. They can manage them, and they can see if they got any more services. So if they added new, they would add a service name right here. So it's all in one place. They don't have to go anywhere else. And if they had services that were already there, then they would be able to see all the services that they had here showing up in one place. Okay?
Nice. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very nice.
So let's say they wanted to do a drain cleaning, right? And they wanted to get this up and running. Then they would be able to see how the drain cleaning looks, how it looks for the customer. This is what they would see on their website, right? And they can assign it to an employee. So they can either do a store level booking, which means that the whole company is being booked, right? And so it's not an individual, or you can create specific bookings for an employee. So you can choose the employee, and from there, you can also decide if we want them to allow the customer to choose the employee. So let's say it's an office with psychiatrists or psychologists, right? Or an office with other types of consultants, right? They'll be able to have that. They can choose from the consultant list, or they can require the customer to consent before submission, add a pixel tracking. Pixel tracking is very important for Google users, for Google Ads. So for example, if you have Google Ads running or Facebook ads, you have the ability to add a pixel from there in order to see the conversion rate of your ads if they're bringing those customers right into the booking form. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So as you can see, this is how it would look on their website, and you can create the booking form. Once the booking form is created, they'll be able to, I got to select one employee if they have, a schedule that's already built. And what will happen is the booking form is going to be created. And now we can share the booking form embedded on your website. You have the link right there. You can share it via email or SMS. You can just set up a QR code. So that way, you can scan the QR code, you can print it out, place it in your storefront, and somebody walks by the storefront and they want to book the appointment. They can just scan it, book the appointment on the spot, or they can put it on flyers. They can put it on their website. Many different use cases. They can send it out on Instagram, and people can help get them booked. The other one is the share on social media. So I think most of the use cases have been embedded in here, and this allows them to really use the best of the booking form out there. Any questions?
One question, Michael.
Yeah.
About the payment, is it have to be full or it can be a partial payment? Let's say it's a nail salon,
Right.
and they book the appointment in advance because they want to know that they can maintain their schedule in advance, let's say two days in advance or 1 day in advance. I have a client that used to actually have some issues with this because Clover, for example, charging either full price or nothing.
Okay.
Is there a way that it can be partial amount?
What they can do is on the description of the item that they're adding, the service that they're adding, they can place, a deposit also. They can create one that will be called a, appointment fee, right? Or hold my appointment, for example. Or if they want, they can put, the price, and they can place next to the price that this is just as a deposit. This is used as a deposit.
For example, no-show fee. Let's say the customer doesn't show up, so there's no refund on it.
Correct. So they can set that up, but the customer most likely will not click on no-show fee. There will be a fee that's charged right on the spot. right? If they're requesting payment on the spot, the fee is being charged on the spot as well.
But if there is a way to do a partial amount, or it have to be full amount in advance?
It has to be the full amount of that particular product. Now they can change let's say the product is $100, right? They can place it on the fee schedule that it's only, let's say, $25, but once you get here, you will pay the $75, the remainder. You understand?
Mm-hmm. So how I do the 25?
When you go to set up the the booking services, right? So you have a service list, right? And in the service list, you can create one service that will be called that particular item, and that you'll be able to place a price on it. So the price here is $100, for example. You can create appointment for unclogging and cleaning drains. Let's say it's $50, and you'll pay the final price at the end.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If there's no other questions, we're going to go from here, and we're going to jump into the E-Sign. So I think we already, if anybody has any other questions, please also post them into the chat. Okay. Okay. All right. So using E-Sign, I'm sure a lot of you have used E-Sign over the years, and DocuSign or Adobe Sign, Acrobat Sign. Many different companies offer DocuSign, but that's what they're offering. They're offering the ability to send out agreements, contracts, etc., using DocuSign. So here, there are still people, believe it or not, that are using, printing and sending by email or even faxes today. But what we're doing is giving them the ability within a platform that offers a plethora of other tools that can integrate. Not only are you providing them the ability to create contracts, e-signs, waivers, and other things like that, but you also have the ability to, get the customer to use many of the other tools that will make his business viable. So he can store the document. It'll automatically be stored in that prospect's profile. So if somebody signed a DocuSign, or they signed, we have two types of e-sign capabilities. One of them is the traditional, like a DocuSign or an e-sign. The other one is an e-sign with payments. So if they used either one of them, all of that information is stored in that customer's profile. So when they log in, they have the information properly stored. They can also communicate with the customer in other ways and follow up with him. They can create deals around it, and we'll speak about that in a different webinar. But scanning, emailing PDFs, and waiting for follow-up, obviously something that doesn't work so well. So Universell E-Sign is something that makes a big difference. It works both on phone and on desktop. It's legally binding. It's also, not only does it have a specific timestamp that it's registered with, it registers the IP, it registers the origination, who signed it, which device signed it. All of those things are important for it to use later on as a legal document, right? And there's instant completion that happens with E-Sign. So E-Sign is available right inside the Universell. So we have E-Sign and E-Sign with payments. Customer receives the agreements via email. They review the signed on any devices, and they sign a copy, and then the user here is updated inside the Universell. So they can use a drag and drop type of screen. As you can see, you upload a document from a PDF or various other formats into there, And once you have that, you can start to, drop the signature, the initials, a stamp that you want to have there, name, email, company, title, text, check boxes, and other things that are available that you can use on there, right? So you can also play around with where the signature is placed, the size, the sizing, etc., many other features. So obviously, E-Sign, by the numbers, over 72% prefer electronic signatures today. We all don't want to have to print it out and take a look at it and spend. We want to just sign it on our screen and move away, and go on to the next the next challenge, right? It's in minutes and not in days. The turnaround time is decreased by about 80%, and there's a tremendous cost reduction. Faster onboarding. If you're using this, many clients use the E-Sign for onboarding their clients, right? They're sending them agreements, contracts, waivers, and other things that they can use from within the Universal. So using custom forms in the Universal, which is another module that we will talk about in a different webinar, but using custom forms allows you to integrate that with parts of the E-Sign. And it creates faster approvals, faster payments, and an easier flow for the customer, because the business owners that are using this, they want something that is quick to get their customers into the service that they're offering and move on with the sale. So the connected experience doesn't only create agreements for E-Sign, but we talked about earlier about bookings, agreements, payments, confirmations, and follow-ups. This, with the Universal, you're also able to set up automations and automation flows that allow you to utilize all of these different products in one place, which create, in general, more bookings, more solid customers that are serious with E-Sign. And the key takeaways that we want you to go with today is customers expect instant booking. They expect also digital agreements like we just showed you. They prefer E-Sign over many other ways. Automation and growth also reduces work hours and creates more revenue, and simplicity wins. So CRM and customer history is all stored in each customer's profile. They can also get messaging reminders. Also, you can have messaging reminders for the E-Sign as well. And we integrate many other things beyond E-Sign and booking, like invoicing and analytics. We're going to go into any questions and answer any questions that you guys have.
Here, Thomas again, Michael. One question about the agreement. I remember having one case. Before this section of Universal was so well developed, he wanted to upload a PDF with all the blanks that need to be filled, and make Universal to select those blank space where digitally can be filled, even adding numbers, signatures, name. Is it possible today to do that, or you need to build everything inside Universal?
Okay. When you upload a document, even though that it has blanks on the document, you need to advise, just drop the marker where you want the customer either to initial or to sign. Those are, like the ABCs that they're going to need to do. For the document to automatically populate where the customers needs to initial or to sign, no, that's not something that's available. But the way that the E-Sign works is that you will choose something from the left side of the screen, and you'll be able to drag and drop what field you want to be pre-filled. You also want to decide the size of the field. You want to decide, if there's any other prerequisites inside that field.
That's the answer. That's good. That's nice. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Is this something we can try on our Universal, or we need a special access for that?
No, you should be able to try it in your Universal.
Okay. there's a tab called E-Sign.
Yes, correct. If you like, we can share a video. We can have a video showing you exactly how to do it. There is in our resources, I believe there's a video showing how to utilize E-Sign, but we can also share it to you directly. If you post your email in the chat on the bottom, we'll have that sent to you.
Okay, I try to do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Done.
Anyone else?
Oops, no, actually. Is there an extra cost for this feature?
It depends on the plan that it goes with. There are plans that it's included, and there are plans that it's not. You can look at the pricing plans that's joined with this, and you can see from there, which plan this is included with.
And then let me ask you, the competition, which is Sign Now or DocuSign, they do the same features, or are there features that they have that we still don't have? I mean, in general.
In general,
like, for example, what
it's
Thomas
very
asked.
competitive. It's very competitive to what they are offering as well.
Is it possible to send the DocuSign to sign for several people for the same document?
Yeah, thank you
And
for
to
the
see other?
question. Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, definitely, you're able to send it to multiple people to have them multi-sign.
Are we offer the same feature like DocuSign, or we have some features that are not there?
I'm sure that there are features that are not there, but at the same time, there are features that, how do you call it, that DocuSign doesn't have. Just to give you a simple example. For example, when you sign something with DocuSign, that's what you're doing pretty much. You're in and out of the DocuSign, right? And what they're going to do is you have to download that document to store it by you. And the business owner, he has to go back into his dashboard and he has to look for it. And it's not necessarily associated with any customers, etc. Within the use case that we're talking about, everything's going to be stored in that profile. So whenever you go back to that customer, you're going to be able to see all that information that is in there easily.
And
do they have
reminder?
to create a customer?
No, they don't have to create a customer. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to send it to a customer, you have to add his email, right? His name, just like you would in DocuSign or whatever. You have to add the basic information, like email, phone number, and name. That's it. And then you can send it out to the customer.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Yes, you do have to add the customer, which is, like Michael said, it's just basic information, customer's name, email address, and phone number. But the phone number, you can put any number at this point. But yes, you do need to add one, which you can do within the E-Sign. You don't have to leave the page. You can do it right there.
Is it possible to do it in the Flex and the Pax, or only from the computer?
In the computer.
Okay. So it's not possible to use it as a consent form if you come to the MedSpa and you come to the Pax or the Clover Flex and then cite on the spot.
For that, I believe we have an application outside of this, which is in Clover. That's something that they can utilize, but not from the Flex. No, what we can do is they can have a tablet, and let me just share my screen one moment so you can see what I'm talking about. One second. All right, so example, this is a proposal that was sent out, right? So you'll be able to go into that proposal. You will be able to see the signed documents. If there are any signed, you'll also be able to have templates, so you can reuse them over and over again. You can see your voided, deleted, and drafts, and you can create a new document, right? In the new document, you'll have to upload the document. You'll have to add the recipient, obviously, because you need to know who you're sending it to. So this recipient that you have, you can use existing recipients, or you can add someone on the spot, and you can add multiple recipients, right? If you don't have that recipient in your list, just like you would in DocuSign or Acrobat, you're adding their first name, last name, email address, etc., phone number, and he's added into the list. Once he's added into the list, you're able to also write them a message, and you're able to send it out. You'll actually go to that document, drag and drop, build out where you want him to sign, and you'll be able to send it out from there. And once you go into here, you have two different types of e-sign. This basic e-sign that we talked about, and also we have e-sign and payments. So the e-sign and payments also puts together not only the e-sign functionality, but also the payment functionality. So if you want them, if they need to get paid via credit card, via ACH, into that document, that also will be collecting the payments and setting up all that profile for the customer. So once you go into the customer profile, you'll be able to see inside the customer profile. I'm just going to pick a random customer. And you'll be able to see, let's say, inside here, if there are any agreements, right, that were signed, you'll be able to see their agreements right there. Okay. Now, for the forms that you spoke about, you're able to also use this for forms, and the forms like waivers and things like that. You can create a flow within the. You can create a flow where you're able to use like a custom form, like you see here, right? And that customer will come in from that form. So he can use a waiver, he can use a survey, or he can use an agreement. So you can create those flows. Those are also drag and drop type of flows. And you'll be able to create a document, for example, like this. And the document has all the information, including the signature here, etc. This does not have a timestamp. This is more like a Google Docs. I'm sorry, a Google form. But you can create those forms by yourself or the customer, for the customer, and they can set this up. Again, you'll have all the sharing ability with QR, with embedded in their website and other things like that, that they can create the form inside there. It'll be easy to use. Does that make sense?
Is it possible to add the recipient, add the attachment from the camera, like a driver license?
Yeah, we have that. That's part of
And everything is encrypted, correct?
Yeah. So if you have here, for example, let's say we go to so you'll create this. This is a different type of agreement. This is the one with the payments. You can use it for many types of use cases, like agreement type, agreement title, name. You'll be able to also request over here, for example, a date that the agreement will expire on. You can take a snapshot of the customer or not, upload or capture a photo ID together with it, require a signature or not, allow customer to sign in without payment, to sign without payment, right? You can also do something else, which will go into the automation, which is create a ticket. So when you check this off, the minute that this is signed, this will create a ticket for a person that you want, one of the team members, that they will have a ticket that now they have the agreement, they need to follow up, they need to complete the sale or to do whatever they want. Does that make sense? Okay. So just to
Michael, quick question before you continue.
Okay.
One thing. When there is high volume of e-signs, the only problem that I have with this file is it doesn't specify the name of the customer that signed the e-sign. It's showing your e-sign has been completed. So then you have to open the file and see who signed. In DocuSign, it does specify completed, and then it show you, let's say, for example, Clover addendum merchant so and so. There is a
Okay.
way that it will specify it in the subject.
Yeah, that's something that what we do is inside the Universal, when you're in the Universal dashboard, you can see here there's a bell. You see the bell? You see my
Yeah.
screen? Hello? Hello?
I'm able to see it
Um,
25 on the bell.
Okay, so when you see the bell, the bell is basically an example of what will show you like new messages or different things that happened in the system. So if you got an e-sign over here, then you'll be able to see the e-sign that you just received, an e-sign document. And you'll get a notification with a bell going off. Now, if you'd like us to take that as an added enhancement, we can definitely take that away and see how we can implement it.
It's just much easier to recognize who signed what.
Yeah, I understand. So, Connie,
yeah, I'm sorry, but then you're talking about the dashboard that doesn't show the subject. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about when we receive an e-sign. Okay, right now we're
Mm-hmm.
working with e-sign, right? Let's say,
Yes.
for example, if I send a revised MPA from the office, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it does show, okay, the subject complete with e-sign revised MPA for
Mm-hmm.
so and so. But when the client completes the file, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
specify completed revised MPA. It just say your e-sign has been completed. And then I
I
have to
got you.
open the
It's the
file.
subject what you want on the email
Exactly.
notification. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Thank you.
okay, thank you very much. So just to finalize, the tools and costs, many businesses are spending a tremendous amount of money on many different types of tools. When you have an offer for them to have a platform that really brings it all in together in many different ways and addresses the majority of their needs, this creates a different, type of offering, right? So, for example, if you look at some of these pricing comparisons, and we try to be as conservative as possible, but the idea is that many of these features are already included inside the Universal as for extremely attractive and competitive pricing. So this will allow not only to attract new customers, open new doors, sign new accounts, and bring in more business to your bottom line. And the list obviously goes on. There's a very extensive list of all of these features, and that's something that we will discuss at a different webinar. So I wanted to say thank you, everyone, for your time. If you have any other questions, we had some questions earlier that maybe we didn't address. So I'm just looking briefly through them. We talked about the automatic reminders for no-shows. It's before the show, meaning if they didn't come to the appointment, we do send out automatic reminders for them. Can booking be fully customized to match your website branding? It can be with a web developer. He can do that. We have a feature that's coming in the future that will allow you also to customize other parts of the booking form. Let's see. I guess that's it. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time, and we hope to see you in the next webinar.